Hi everyone, my name is Steven. Welcome to your practice and welcome to my home studio here by the Indian Ocean in Mozambique. What I want to share with you today is a little practice called Clear Your Brain Fog. Now I'm going to be sharing a couple of little techniques which I use when my mind is all over the place, and trust me, I'm really qualified to teach this session because often my mind is all over the place. So there's a couple of things I do. One is I find something, in this case it's going to be some yoga poses that offer a bit of intensity, a little bit of a challenge, but not so much that you tune out, but enough to sort of occupy your awareness and your focus. That's the first thing. The second thing, so we're going to be slowing down the pace. We're going to be holding these poses for a little while, which means we're not rushing to the next thing, which in my experience is one of the best things to sort of scatter your focus and create a nice big brain fog. And then the last thing is we're going to be focusing on the breath once we're in the pose, just to create this nice little steady inner mindfulness experience. Alright, that's enough intro. Come to standing. We call it mountain pose in yoga. This is our first pose. So press down through the feet, find a steady base, and then lift your arms up. We're lifting the arms just to add a little extra touch of challenge, and then just push down through the lower body, and then lift up through the muscles of the legs, through the muscle of the spine, and lift up through the fingertips. So get some nice length in the whole body, from the feet pressing down to the fingertips rising up. And then your gaze, you can just look forward, or you can even close the eyes if you want to. And then start to notice your breath. How does it move to the shape? Did the breath become a little bit more difficult when the arms went up? Or what can you notice here? It's our first pose, so we don't have to go to maximum intensity. And can you feel that the whole body is working together? All the muscles and body parts are working together to hold this pose for a little while. Nice. One more inhale here at the top. And then exhale, bring the palms together, bring the hands to the heart, and then start to bend your knees. Bend the knees, we're sitting nice and low. We call this chair pose, but actually I find chair pose doesn't quite convey the full meaning of this pose. If I translate the original name, which is Utkatasana, from the Sanskrit, it translates into fierce or intense pose. Now we're getting closer to the real experience. Now sit a little bit lower, even lower than you can now. And then move the hips a little bit back so you can see your toes past your knees. And just stay in this experience. I know it's hard, your quads are burning and the legs are complaining, and probably your mind starts to get involved as well. But just sit in this experience. Look forward. Now the last part of the pose, if you want to lift the arms, this is the full expression. Steady your gaze, steady your breath. We're going to be holding 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Soften your face if you can. Exhale, 2. Maybe sit a little bit lower for the last breath. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Well done. Let's step the right foot a big step back. If you can, keep your right knee off the floor or off the mat. Clasp your hands together behind the lower back. And this is our next pose. It's a high lunge. And it's a really good pose to sort of work all the muscles around the hips. And to find a good, steady focus. So try to steady your gaze again. Choose a point in front of you. If you can straighten a little bit more to that back leg to make the stretch more intense. You can also lift the hands further away from your back if that sounds reasonable. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And last one. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Good. Step to the front. You can shake the legs out. And let's go straight to the second side. So left foot, step it a big step back. have a bit of distance between the feet so you're not too unstable. If it's too much, lower the back knee down, clasp the hands, and can you have the other thumb on top? So the unusual side, you can call it. And then lift the hands a little bit away from your back. Sit nice and low, you're bending that front knee, and juice up the back leg a little bit. Now once you've made all the adjustments in the pose, just check that you made it challenging enough so that it holds your entire attention. You shouldn't be able to think about what you're going to have for dinner or what's your next meeting about. If that's the case, go a little bit lower. But on the other hand, you shouldn't be panicking or in deep pain or in a rush to get out of the pose. That would probably mean you're going a little bit too far. In that case, back off a bit. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Good. And then place your hands down. Let's come into plank pose. I'm sure you're all familiar with this pose. Stack your shoulders above the wrists. Wiggle the toes a bit back so that your heels are above the base of the toes. And then try not to lift the buttocks up too much. Lengthen the tailbone a little bit back. So you've got a nice strong base. And you're going to feel the whole front body, your chest, your abdominals, the front of the legs is all working together to make this pose possible. Keep pressing down through your feet, through your hands. With the gaze, you're looking just in front of the hand somewhere. And then work with the breath. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 1. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Stay steady. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Start to lift the hips up and back. You can always walk a little bit closer if you want. This is downward facing dog. After this, we just have 1 more pose. We're going to hold this for about a minute. Stretch the heels down. If that doesn't feel good, you can always bend the knees a bit to lengthen the spine more. And then try to evenly distribute the weight between your hands and your feet. Steady the gaze. It's good to look somewhere between the feet or between the legs. And then let the breath be nice and calm. Let the mind rest in this experience. It's not an easy pose, it's quite demanding, quite challenging. So it doesn't allow you to drift off. It helps you to focus on what is happening right now. Good, 1 more deeper breath here. And then exhale. Well done. Inhale, shift forward to plank. No, we're not going to do plank again. We're just transitioning to the next pose. And then slowly lower down onto your belly. Untuck the toes and place your elbows underneath the shoulders. This is called Spinx Pose. You can either turn the palms down, you can have palms together in prayer, or you can interlace the fingers, whatever feels more relaxing to you. And then glue the front of the legs, the front of the feet down to the mat. Lift the chest up a bit. Are you looking forward with the gaze? Or a little bit down, that's also fine. And then with the elbows, push down on the mat and create a little bit of traction. So you're pulling your elbows towards you until you feel a nice stretch in the front of the spine. Nice. Get a sense of drawing the shoulders down the back, opening the front of the chest. Nice. Last 3 breaths. We're staying steady. Let the mind be clear. It's very clear what you're doing. You're opening the front of the spine. You're clearing your brain fog. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. And 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Slowly release. You can come to a seat, however you're comfortable. Bring hands together at the heart. Close your eyes. Just notice the space inside the head. What's going on right there? Hopefully you have a little bit more focus, a little bit more clarity, and your body's been through some really good yoga poses that hopefully feel you a little bit make you feel a bit energized and uplifted. Thanks for practicing. All the best and stay well.